Hello, my name is Chris Pointon. I'm the co-founder of the hashtag Hello My Name Is campaign, and I want to take you on a journey, a personal journey, an educational journey, but also a journey on how through adversity comes legacy. July 23rd, 2005. July 23rd in general, it's a poignant day in my mind and in my memory. 2005, it was the day that I married my soulmate. She'd just finished studying at Edinburgh University, 6 years doing doctoring. It was the happiest and the best day of my life. I will come back and refer to July 23rd along the way as we go through today's talk. And as you can see from there, the weather was perfect. Kate looked beautiful as she always did. And myself, looking okay. So we fast forward now quite a number of years to 2011, and Kate's working her way up as a junior doctor, working long hours. I'm working my way up the management ladder at Asda House in Leeds, and we thought it was a well-deserved holiday in California, where fortunately we've got family and friends that live over there. And this picture was taken on a vineyard in Sonoma Valley in California, experiencing wine tasting and having a really nice holiday. Except for the fact that Kate wasn't feeling that great, but we just put that down to tiredness. We put it down to the travelling, the jet lag, etc. 24 hours after this picture was taken, I found Kate wriggling around on the bed in my relative's house. And me, as a non-medic in the relationship, made the decision that we needed to go to hospital. We needed to take Kate to ER in the States. And looking back now, if we hadn't have done that because of the ramifications of Kate's renal failure, another 24 hours, Kate would have died there and then in America. So we returned to the UK to pursue further treatment within the NHS. And it was clear from the start that this situation wasn't great. Through all the tests that we went through in Leeds, every scenario was always the worst case scenario. And at that point, Kate was given 6 to 12 months to live with her desmoplastic small round cell tumour diagnosis. The picture on the left there is obviously Kate looking as beautiful as ever in a hospital ward in Leeds, being told by her consultant at that time, I don't think you're going to be able to work again, Kate. Your prognosis isn't great. Kate is very determined, and Kate is very resilient, and she said to the consultant, I will work again in some capacity. New Year's Eve 2011, we made a decision to stop chemotherapy at that point because the burden and the balance between good living and being in hospital was just outweighing each other. 3 weeks later, Kate was back on the wards, working 3 days a week as a doctor, doing the job that she loved to do, looking after older people. The next 18 months or so saw Kate have relatively good health and not having to have much intervention. She wrote a book, then she went on to write a second book, but the first book was talking about her experiences in hospital as a doctor and a patient. And throughout that time, she was getting quite a big following on social media. And a lot of people were asking her to go and talk and give inspirational speeches at various events across the UK. And Kate came up with her own core values that, still resonate now in healthcare, but also across business. So Kate's 4 things were around communication. Communication is key in any relationship, in healthcare, as a patient, and as a doctor or healthcare professional. She was passionate about the little things, both in her work and herself as a patient. So making a patient a cup of tea, kneeling down at the bed next to a patient so you're at eye level rather than cowering over them. The third value of Kate's was being at the centre of all decisions. Kate didn't want decisions to be made about her without her input, but she appreciated that because she is from a medicine background, she could understand it more than most others. So for her, it had to be bespoke care tailored towards Kate. And then the final value of Kate's was around seeing her as a patient, but also seeing her as a person. So Kate is a keen baker. She's an auntie, she's a great chef, she plays in a band, She's so much more than just bed number 7 or that girl with DSRCT. So 18 months down the line, like I say, she started to feel unwell again. The tumours had started to grow again inside. We had to go back in for another hospital admission, further rounds of chemotherapy. And on the back of the chemotherapy, it made Kate really unwell, and she had a period of neutropenic sepsis, which meant we were back in hospital, in a side room, being looked after by healthcare staff. And what was significant about this particular admission was that every single healthcare member didn't introduce themselves. Kate was having blood taken by a nurse who didn't even check Kate's date of birth. She was talking to another nurse on another patient whilst taking blood from Kate. And this was starting to really agitate Kate, and in a way that I've not really seen before from her. And I think it's because of the passion that she exudes around, helping other people. We then met Brian, and Brian was a porter. And he had a name. He took care when taking Kate down to the theatre. And then that evening, Kate and I were talking about this in the side room again, and Kate was, she was moaning. There's no other way of saying it. She was moaning about it. And I said, look, Kate, as in business, if you've got something that's not right, either stop moaning about it or do something about it. And we decided to do something about it. So we discussed it at length, and the outcome of that was a social media campaign called #HelloMyNameIs. The first tweet that was sent, August 2013 now, Kate sent this tweet out. We thought it'd be a couple of weeks, it would die down, we wouldn't really get much response on it. The response was unbelievable. And that's sad in a way, because something so simple shouldn't have been needed in the NHS or in global healthcare. But it was, and the stories that were coming back from people across the world meant that it's not just an isolated incident, it is something that's across everywhere. And Kate at that point always said she did not want to be remembered as the person who died young of cancer, that young doctor who left before her time. She wanted to make a difference in healthcare. She wanted to make a change that would last a lifetime and for generations to come. And she always took quite a lot of inspiration from this quote. So we set off on a journey with Hello, My Name Is. Kate's brother is an IT geek, so he built a website which is still in operation today. We have the hashtag Hello, My Name Is, that is now a logo that one of our friends designed for us. Kate was asked to write for various magazines and publications, which there's copies of on here. And we were getting a lot of pictures through from various hospital trusts in the NHS, but also organisations outside the NHS wanting to get on board. How can I help on spreading the message of Hello, My Name Is? Lanyards were being done, there were selfie campaigns, there was cake sales going on, raising the awareness, but also raising money for various charities, with the main charity that Kate and I were doing work with. We got to April 2014, and I think this is the moment when Kate realised that if she died at that point, she would have made a difference to the world in healthcare. And the reason for that is that Kate was asked to go speak at quite a large conference over in Paris, and she met one of her own healthcare heroes, Don Berwick, and managed to get him to display the Hello, My Name Is badge. And then the bottom picture on that slide there is the main stage at this particular forum with Hello, My Name Is being used by various people. So Kate knew at that point, wow, I've made a difference, and I can now rest in peace. But obviously that was 2014. Kate still had more ambitions, more bucket list activities to tick off, and that was what kept her going over the next few years. Her own hospital, where one, she was having treatment, but secondly, she worked at for a time as well, pledged their support to the campaign. And if the colleagues who work there were to pledge and to treat people as they'd want to be treated themselves, they were given a badge, which all over the hospitals now. And so far, the badges have raised for the charity around £25,000, because the badge company donates some of those profits to our actual charity as well. So we've got there Julian, who is the chief exec at Leeds Teaching Hospitals. Every single week, he talks around Kate's campaign, and he talks about Kate Granger. we've then been asked to talk at other forums, so NHS Expo in 2014 and continuing on an annual basis. We've now got the Kate Granger Compassionate Care Awards, which are named after Kate because of all the hard work that she did to change healthcare for the better and to drive compassionate care within society. In 2014, Kate didn't think she'd be there to present the awards, so she actually recorded a video saying, look, I've passed away and, you know, these awards make me really proud. However, but then the next year and the next year, she's still been there to present those awards. And last year was the first year where she wasn't there, although she did do a video to play at the actual awards as well, but I was there to present the awards on our behalf. So if you've got something that costs little money, takes little time, improves patient care, and looks good in the media, politicians want to get involved. So Kate and I were fortunate enough to go down to meet the then Prime Minister David Cameron and talk about the campaign with him, and he pledged his support to the campaign across the NHS. We were also invited up a couple of years ago to meet Nicola Sturgeon, and she also pledged her support and also pledged some money to the Scottish NHS to support the campaign. Kate had a suite named after a hospital down in Watford, which Jeremy Hunt's down there having his photograph taken next to Kate at the Granger suite. And it was also in the response to the Francis inquiry around mid-staffs. So me being non-health, decided what can I do to really promote this campaign across social media. So I got behind the celebrity side of it. So people that are in the spotlight that can really drive the campaign across social media to make sure that it's something that keeps going and is well publicised. So, you know, Michelle Roux Jr., which is one of Kate's favourite chefs, a good friend of ours now. Richard Branson supported the campaign. You know, you've got Kylie Minogue on there. We then went on to think about how can we further make changes. So in 2015, Kate was back on the chemotherapy drug. And on the 2nd of February, we had a Listening to Action Day launching the event again. So Kate was doing a load of radio work first thing in the morning. She then went into hospital, got hooked up to the drugs, and started taking chemotherapy on board. She then had to break off from that, go into one of the nurses' offices to do another radio interview on Radio 2 to talk about, you know, Hello, My Name Is. And it was such an amazing day, a proud day, but also a reflective day as well, given that Kate was actually having chemotherapy for her terminal cancer. We took it on tour, so we took a week out of our busy schedules. We visited 16 trusts across the NHS in a one-week hit. And we got such amazing support across the UK, you know, visiting various hospitals, talking about the campaign, and Kate giving amazing speeches. It's also gone global now, so I regularly get information, photographs from support across the globe. So in Australia, New Zealand, America, across Europe, in places you wouldn't actually expect. So in South Africa, in Sierra Leone with the Ebola, they had it across there. And later on this year, I'm actually going to be taking it further on tour and actually visiting Australia and giving conferences over there to actually hear it firsthand. So to date, the hashtag Hello My Name Is that can be related to health has had over 1.6 billion Twitter impressions. We know that it's widely used every day across healthcare because of the amount of photographs and mentions that we get on social media. It is the start of a therapeutic relationship, and we do have global ambassadors who are actively campaigning on our behalf. And what you've got to remember is, in the NHS, 1 million people are treated every 36 hours. If we can touch 10% of that 1 million people, 100,000 people every 36 hours will have had a better experience on compassionate care because of Hello, My Name Is. So, as I start to wrap up, going back to the July 23rd and July 2016, Kate set a lot of challenges along the way. Now, 2 of the challenges as we came into July 2016 were she wanted to hit the £250,000 mark for charity, and she wanted the new Prime Minister, Theresa May, to pledge her support to Hello, My Name Is. So I had probably about 5 or 6 days to turn this around. The letter there from Downing Street is a handwritten letter from Theresa May pledging her support to the campaign. And the tweet on the right is Kate in St Gemma's Hospice in Leeds, in her final few days, after we just hit the £250,000 mark for charity. So it shows that, you know, with a little bit of support and through adversity, you can create that legacy. So back to July 23rd. Happiest day of my life in 2005. 2016, the saddest day of my life. It was the day when we said goodbye to Kate. It was the day when my life changed forever, and a lot of other people's lives changed forever. But it was also, in some ways, a relief that Kate actually, she was now pain-free. She had left this world, but she knew she'd made a difference. She knew that she created that legacy. And it was a hard day, as any day would be, when you say goodbye to your soulmate. But 16 years knowing the person that I did is an amazing journey that we came on. And I suppose the day after that, when it was announced on social media, because obviously we wanted to make sure that friends, family were all aware that Kate had passed away, the support and grief that came through from unexpected sources was amazing. So, you know, there's a various amount of tweets on there from people that, you know, have met Kate or had supported the campaign in recent years. You know, Nicola Sturgeon sent a really nice note. Richard Branson's on there, you know, other people, James Martin, etc., who really, really got what Kate meant, you know, and really got the campaign. So what's next? As I mentioned, a global tour is coming up. I'm in the middle of writing a book to explain what it's like from the other side of the other side. There's going to be a play written. We're having an international Hello, My Name is Day on the 23rd of July every year going forward. We've also got other things in the pipeline for what can we do in terms of Kate Granger Awards. I've already this year been to 6 different award events and represented the Kate Granger Compassionate Care Awards at those events. And then my final thought. It's 4 words. You know, Hello, my name is 4 words. It can make a huge difference. And we need to make sure that whatever walk of life we're in, be it healthcare, be it business, be it anything else, we need to make sure that legacy is continued. And there's one of Kate's quotes there saying that all doctors wanting to leave their mark on society, and Kate certainly did. So, yes, through adversity does come legacy. Thank you very much.